I have a pretty suboptimal mic setup here, but it should do the trick. Voice too low, music too loud. Okay. Problem is, if I turn the gain up on the mic, it starts picking up a lot of room noise. But let's try. How's that? Testing, 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 yada yada yada. It's an omnidirectional mic. Alright, let's get a little more gain on the mic. My mic technique is going to show, even though my name is Mike, I will be losing on mic technique. You know, it mounts to the top of the H6, and for me to see the signal levels on the H6, I have to have it pointed this way so the mic is pointed away from me. And I seem to also be picking up some digital noise, maybe from the bus and the Buchla. Not sure. Anyway. Yeah. I actually have a lav mic, but I don't know how to integrate it. I don't think I can integrate the one I have into the H6. I'll have to get one that has a tip sleeve or a XLR, and then it would be set. That would be the best. That's a good idea. Yeah, the noise is pretty low level. It's just a chatter here and there, and it kind of comes and goes. Not sure what causes it. Level of the music reasonable. Behind my voice, you hear the sound now. I wonder if the sound is only local and not actually making it to the recording. It's gone now. Okay. We'll play with it as it goes on. I mean, I'm not even up to studio level on this stuff, but I'm not sure what the... Yeah, I'm not really sure what the phone can take, etc., etc. Maybe I should turn down my monitor a little bit. And then turn up my levels. I'm glad I have you here because you can tell me I'm not monitoring what you hear. I'm monitoring locally, so this will help get rid of some of the noise, I think. Some of the basic noise, not the digital stuff. So let me get my volume up on this guy. Is that a better balance? Music too loud. It's always too loud. Okay. How's that? Worse? No. Testing, testing, testing. Testing, still too... I got one channel hot on this. This is not a job for amateurs. Alright, I'm going to crank the mic volume up. So I'm going to pick up some self noise here, but how's that? Okay, yeah, alright. Good. The music's just kind of background music, and in case anybody asks a question that actually takes a demonstration that I'll fail at. Cool. Alright. Yeah, I think the problem is I had my monitor level on my headphones too high, so I had all the other levels, actual recording levels, too low. So, yeah, it's a learning process. It's a good idea. Except my phone is, I wish I had a way to take a picture of the phone and put it in this broadcast, because I literally have it, I have my Korg SQ1 turned up on the side, and I have the phone sitting on top of that, and I have a piece of gaffer tape on the bottom to keep it from flipping or to hold it into the right position, and a piece of gaffer tape on the top to make it stand up. That's my high-tech setup. Well, you know what? I haven't figured out how to integrate a real camera into a streaming situation. I haven't put the time into it to actually learn how to get it done. And to be honest, if I had to set up a full rig, it might stop me from doing it. It's funny. Whereas I don't mind gaffer taping my phone up for some stupid reason. Anyway, that's my reasoning. Might just be you and me here. I'm not. Let me see. Did you figure out the streaming scenario? I don't want to do that. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I don't really want to buy more hardware if possible, although your point with respect to the headset is a really good one. So, yeah, I wish I had an easy way, like I said, to share a photo of what I have going here, but I'm using the camera connection kit for the iPhone and just running a really short USB mini to USB-C mail. I ordered a longer one from Amazon, so I have a little more placement freedom, but right now it's like these things have to be set up just this way. And, then I put the H6 into basically interface mode. And it feeds right into the phone and does a pretty good job. Hey, Mark. Well, I still do photography, but I have to admit I got a little bit burned out on doing photography content. So I still do photography. Now it's, more based on these other hobbies or this other hobby. And so when I go to live events and I'm not performing, a lot of times I'll bring my nice setup and I'll shoot there and, get some reasonably high quality video and photos out of it. But admittedly, sometimes I just take my iPhone because I don't want to fool with it. So yeah, and film photography, if that's what you're asking about, if you watched me over the years, I went up in format, all the way up to 4x5. I stopped. I didn't go to 8x10. That's just nuts. And so it became more and more laborious to do it, but more enjoyable at the same time. However, if you start losing a little bit of interest, then it gets really tough to go out and do it because it takes a lot of effort. And then, as I said, if I'm doing photography YouTube productions too, it got to just be too much. And there was I'm talking probably way too much about this, but it got to the point where I felt like I couldn't go out and shoot without making a video. And my videos were getting, I'm never going to be a super sophisticated YouTube videographer, but, they were getting more sophisticated, some multi-camera stuff and yada, yada, yada. And it just got to the point where I was like, I don't want to set up all the video stuff. I don't want to edit all the video. And then I wouldn't even shoot. So basically I got burned out. And so I went back to another one of my hobbies, which is music, which I've done on and off since I was in my mid-teens. And this modular synthesizer stuff is all new to me. I started that, a couple of years ago, 2.5 years, I guess. But it just scratches some of the same itches as other types of music. And I basically like to create art, whether it's visual or audio. So I got my iPad set up over here to the side. When I go like this, I'm reading what's on it. Yeah, you know, we're probably similar. I've heard from a lot of people. I'm very fortunate to have the subscribers I do. You know, I have a lot more than I ever thought I would. I'm super small potatoes on YouTube, but more than I ever thought would happen. It just kind of happened by accident. But anyway, I've heard from a lot of subscribers that, hey, you're a lot like me. You're into knives. You're into watches. You're into music. You know, I had a rolling drum kit over here for a while, so I was teaching myself to play drums, at least electronic drums. Yeah, and I just kind of rotate between these really creative hobbies, I guess you would say. And I'm a software developer by trade, and I find that that's a creative job, but it's, you know, completely different in terms of the product that you produce when you're done. So doing music or visual art, photography, painting, whatever it is a nice outlet that still lets me make stuff. Oh, there's a lot of background noise. You guys hear the digital noise just then? So this really wasn't going to be a performance thing. It's a spur of the moment thing. I had fun doing a live stream the other night where I didn't perform, you know, I more just played around with my synth. So a few people joined in on that. It was too late for people in the UK or further east, but I just played around with the thing for about an hour. And surprisingly, some people viewed it after the fact and said, oh, that was really cool. And I was like, man, it seems like it would be really boring to watch me hack around and make mistakes and you know, try different things and have the same sound going in the background. So today I thought I would just try to interact a little bit and just have some background music or demonstrate or try things for people who are interested in. The Buchla stuff is unusual, you know, so people don't usually get to look at it firsthand or ask questions to somebody who has one, whereas Eurorack is a little more common, even though it's still a super niche. So I thought, oh, heck, I'm not doing anything else. I'll go down, set up a Q&A, and see if anybody joins up. Yeah, Pat, I mean, I knew that was really late, but like I said, it was literally a spur of the moment thing. I came down to play, just to fool around, really. I was like, I wonder, you know, how hard is it to set up one of those live streams? And if people watch it, cool. If they don't want to, they can go away. And a really cool thing is, at the end, I have a produced video. I don't have to edit it. It's done. So I kind of like that aspect of it, and I'm feeling like I may just do more of it, even when I have a performance to do. Wouldn't be anywhere near the quality that I try to get when I actually set up a rig and you know, use a nice camera and nice lenses and do editing and all that stuff. But man, it's kind of nice. If I had a little jig here that I could just set the phone on and be ready to rock, it's kind of a no-brainer. It's kind of fun to just share the experience. But thanks for joining for a few minutes. I know you stay up later probably more often than I do. I was up too late that night. Yeah, or early. Oh, okay, so you weren't even able to be there when I started out. Yeah, a lot of that video is pretty repetitive. I was using the 250E a lot, and I really like this sequencer. It's a lot of fun. and you can work with it live a little more easily than this sequencer here, which you can't see very well. This one on the end, it's called the 251. This is a more traditional, it's a 4-channel sequencer. I need to get my drink. So in that video I did the other night, I was just fooling around with the 251 and just jamming, basically entertaining myself. That's usually how I end up developing a tune anyway, is just fool around until something sounds good and then try to add something else that sounds good to it. Monster Ultra Black is the best energy drink ever made. One a day. Yeah, so, did I just burp? I may have. It wasn't really a burp, just a throat sound. So my approach was, well, you know, first off, 3 people joined, which was cool. It was very cool, and I chatted along with them. My thought was, I'm just going to do what I do, you know, when I'm fooling around. If people want to watch, they can. If nobody watched, you know, if people came on and then left immediately, you know, I would have probably deleted after the fact, but 3 people just stayed on and we chatted back and forth and I just fooled around, and I did get into some presets that I had made towards the end of it because it was getting a little bit much, you know, of the same stuff, and those were quite different, and I had the bird mapped for some of the other patches, so, or some of the other presets, so I was able to do something a little more interesting. So this thing that's playing right now is, let's see. Figure out which thing's controlling which. I always forget where I am on my mixer. Seems like that should be getting louder. Yeah, it's a good thing I'm having a Buchla Q&A. I can't even figure out how to get more volume out of my synth. I think it's because I have so much compression on. Maybe that's a guess. Anyway, today. So what's playing right now, that's, you know, fairly low. I'll just turn this up just a little bit on the mix. Is the music level okay? Is it too loud now and my voice too quiet? I'm bringing up the mix a little on the music. All right. Okay, so this is something I've been wanting to achieve for a while. I've just been too lazy. So back to this sequencer here that you can't see very well. It's right here on the corner. It's 4 channels, like I said, up to 50 steps per channel. And the really cool thing about it is it has pretty, I'm not really using it for this right now, but it's got pretty cool control over time. So you can set time intervals for each step. That's pretty powerful. I do like that about it. But one of the other cool things is it's got these different modes for how to handle pulses, or how to advance a sequence, or do stage addressing. And so I've read over and over people use their 251, that's the number on this thing, this sequencer, for quantizing. And so if you have a sequencer that you can address, then you can set each of the stages, in Buchla land they call them stages, but steps. If you can voltage address the steps, then you can set the steps to preset voltages. And so what I did finally last night, I mean, I've been meaning to do it forever, is I set every 5 steps I set to a different major scale voltage. So on the Buchla it's 1.2 volts per octave. So the first one was 0 volts, the next one was 0.2, next was 0.4, then 0.5, yada yada yada, up to, I think I got an octave. I'm not going to do arithmetic online, but I got a little over an octave. So that set up my addressing scheme. And then you put it into a special mode. They call it DIR for directory, I think, but basically it's either that or direct. I don't know what it stands for, but it's for voltage addressing. So you put it into that mode, and then you can hit it with sort of anything else, any other voltage source from your setup. Put it through that, and it'll snap to the step that matches that voltage, and then it'll emit the voltage you put on that step. In this case, I've got the 267, which is in Buchla land, that's the random. No, there's two of them. One's a 266, one is a 267. I have the 267, which has a little less random, but it also has a couple of filters, which is kind of a weird combination, but that's what they did. And in my smaller case that I started with, it was a perfect combo. Anyway, what I have going here, I wish I could show it better. If I had a real rig, like Pat suggested with a real camera, maybe I could have a second camera as an inset. I'm just using the fluctuating random voltages, which have an additional feature of a pulse input in order to get a sample and hold out of it. So I'm basically doing a random sample and hold. So if I turn down the voltage range on the fluctuating random, and also the probability change, they're both minimized now, so I'm now just getting a base voltage out of the thing. It's not changing. So it's hitting, I can't really tell which stage, I guess it's hitting stage 1, which is my base stage, so it's 0 volts. And I have my oscillator tuned to, I don't know if it's middle C, it's some C. I actually tuned this thing. I never tune. Somebody will prove me wrong now. But I used an iPhone app and held up the headphones and tried to tune. So anyway, at this point, nothing's happening because I've turned all the random down. So I start turning up a little fluctuation. Not a lot. So I'm not getting a lot of notes selected. Now my notes are bouncing from 0-ish up to 7-ish and kind of in between. If I want to get more variety, I can turn up the probability of change. And if I want to get up into the higher notes, which I put higher in the sequence, I got to turn up the random range so that it emits more voltage. So that basically the random voltage swing is wider. So I can turn that all the way up, so that'll take me 0 to 10 volts. And I'm getting up into the high 40s, I'm getting up into that top range, which makes sense. I'm sometimes emitting the highest voltage that this is going to do. And so this is with everything maxed, maximum probability change and maximum voltage swing. But if I leave the probability all the way up, the voltage swing all the way up, and start turning down the probability change, we'll get more repeated notes. So it'll be a little more calmer. Still a wide range from low to high, but just less occurrences of change. Lots of words. Probably made that more complicated than it is. I can automate what I'm doing here. It does. So I'm catching up on comments, Pat. I'd say the ER101 has kind of a 251 thing going on. But anyway, I don't know which one was first. I'm just kidding around. Yeah, I think they're pretty similar. I haven't read the ER101's instructions, but N channels, basically index sequencing, twist around, get to the note, get to the stage, change it, move on. And I'm sure the ER101 is super feature rich, maybe more so than this thing, I don't know. So yeah, with respect to what I'm doing on the 266, yes, I could automate it. There are two CV inputs on this thing. One for each knob that I was twisting, which is not terribly surprising. So one thing I could do, let's see. The easiest thing to do to take a channel of the 281. There's a function generator, basically an envelope, and I'll put it in cycle mode, and then take, sorry for the noise from the mic and the H6, but I'm going to take CV out of that and put it in the random range. So now I've got basically no rise and a very slow decay. Now I'll do a slower rise and a faster decay, so it bounces around quite a bit. And probably the best way to do this would be to sequence it. So I could, let's see, this should be interesting. So I'm not patching from the 281 anymore, the envelope. We'll try using this guy. This is another sequencer. This is a 250. This is my favorite sequencer. It's pretty cool. So what I'll do is take a voltage out of it. I think I preset it so that it's all at a base voltage. And so I'll take out of 1 into that same thing. So I'm going again into the, got to go into the right one. I'm losing my mind. Yeah. Hang on a second. And so I want to go in here. And so now I'll just start this sequence. I'm not going to try to synchronize them. And since this is all at the base, I shouldn't get any variance. But I'll turn up a few of the stages now. And watch me fail at this. Fail horribly. I'm coming out of... Hey, there we go. So I'm just going to max all of these. Let's do half and half. Now, the 250 has voltage ranges for the stages, so it's on the lowest range right now. I'll put this thing in edit mode, and I'm going to fly around the dial and set them all up one notch, and we should hear it all go up some. If I punch the right button, which I did not. You think, I've used this thing a few times, you think I would memorize things? Yeah. So now I just it was in 0 to 2 volts, now it's in 2 to 4 volts. So I'm sending a varying CV to the random using the sequencer to send it in. That was something else I was randomizing and I pulled it out. I was randomizing the decay. Gives us a little bit of variety. Oh, nice. I never realized the attack and decay on the 281, the attack and decay CV look like they're the right distance apart to bridge with one of these sorting bars. Maybe not. Yeah. Okay, so now that random is also screwing around with the envelope, and it's screwing around with it as well as screwing around with where the random is going in terms of output voltages. And I'm going to turn the random up a little bit. You can hear higher notes are smoother. Let's see. So now I'm at the top range in the separated range of the 250 in terms of voltages going out. Another thing that's going on here is I have this going into this crazy module over here. It's called the 291 triple morphing filter, which is, it's a pretty darn cool module, and you can't see it at all, unfortunately. It has a sequencer in it, so you can sequence 3 separate filter circuits, each with their own frequency, bandwidth, modulation, AM, FM, and bandwidth modulation. And on the, so there's 3 channels, but there's a 4th one that's all, on the all channel there's a VCA, so you can actually kind of change the loudness of the notes. So you can have all these different sequences going on there. I have it soloed now. I can take the solo off. And now we're hearing more of the actual oscillator sound behind this. This sequence is being advanced by the same pulse that's advancing the main sequence on the 251. So I could solo the different channels on this thing. So first I'm gonna solo back to only hearing the 291. So now we're only hearing 291 output. And then on the 291 itself, I can solo which channel is playing. So this is channel A, that's one filter. And there's a little editor over here. You can't see it, but you can probably imagine it. It's got 8 steps, and it just moves the LED along. It's a, basically a step sequencer, and once you reach a step you want to edit, then you can fool around with it. So let me fool around with one of these. Alright, I've got, so the 8th step has nothing going on, it's all flat, so I'll start ramping that up. It may not mean much in the context of this sequence. Some modulation on it. I'm feeding in audio modulation from another oscillator here. Sorry you can't see this. And this cable might be questionable. There's that digital noise again. Okay, so that's channel A. This is channel B. Can you hear a little bit more low frequency stuff going on in this one? Just that thump, slight thump. And this is channel C. And then this is back out of solo mode, so all of the filters are affecting the final sound. And then I'm going to unsolo the filter itself in the overall mix. David Pollan, right? Do I have your first name right? Yeah, cool. I just saw DB. I feel like I'm used to seeing David. Maybe that's on Facebook. Okay, good question. I didn't go into that. So I'm cheating a little bit. One thing that I've learned or been taught by performing out is Buchla stuff can have a lot of high frequency energy in it. Especially, I tend to use, if I'm doing percussive stuff, I use noise a lot because I've got 3 channels of noise in this thing. And I'll use filtered noise for percussion and so forth. People have told me, you know, if you're playing and you don't have good monitors right at you, you don't know what people are hearing. And I've been told that the highs can be pretty hot. So, to introduce the answer to your question, what am I going through here? I tried a variety of things. What I've landed on for now, and I really love this, is the Auto Boom, I guess is how you say it, B-O-U-M. So I have my full mix coming out of the Buchla, out of the mixer, just stereo, into the Boom. The Boom is a compressor, low pass filter, and distortion box. It also has a high pass filter feature so you can get rid of some low frequency stuff. I don't use that, or I have it very, very, very minimal. The thing I like about this is the low pass with the distortion sounds really good. So I'll turn it off. That's with the Boom out. On this tune, it doesn't make that much difference because there's not a lot of low frequency content in it. Here's a drone that I have going elsewhere. So I'm going to switch the Boom back in. I'm going to take that drone down a little bit. Okay, so on that, my settings are fairly, well, I have the compression basically almost at infinity, so it's almost in limiting mode. The distortion, there's like 6, 8 levels of distortion. Let me take some of this down here. Let's see. Hang on a second. This is bugging me. Okay, so, yeah, I'll do this too. Yeah, don't get rid of this, sorry. What was I saying? Oh, distortion on the Boom. I'm running the most minimal distortion model that's in it. It's actually not a model. I think it's all analog. So, I'm running the most minimal one of those. It's like a soft clipping type of thing. But I have that jacked up 3/4 of the way. And I'm running, like I said, I'm running the compressor full blast. The crazy thing about this thing is I'm halfway up, and that's essentially a limit, you know, an infinite ratio. It's just a 1-knob compressor. You can adjust attack and decay separately, but they're on buttons, so it's not a knob. It's a button and a knob, but it's fine. I just leave them on pretty fast, to be honest. So I have the compressor close to infinite ratio. The distortion, I said, I have on the lowest intensity, but I have it about 3/4 of the way up. And then the high cut, I vary. So this is high cut all the way out. This is 50%. And I'm going to go to 100%. If you have good low frequency content in, it's not resonant, but if you have good low frequency content in your piece, it's night and day. It's incredible. And it chops out some of the high frequency content. So I did a performance for a friend's party last week, and we were A-Bing the Boom in and out, and it was utter night and day. So I'm a really big fan of this box. So that's enough about that, unless you want to ask more questions about it. I'm happy to answer whatever I know. I've had it for about 3 weeks. So I'm going stereo into that, stereo out into a new neighbor. I'm not sure how to say the name. Immerse, reverb, and delay pedal. I have an Empress reverb, which I never really bonded with. I don't really know why. It just never sounded to me as good as it should for the money. So, I mean, it is a pedal. You can't expect the Immerse is like well over $100 cheaper, I think. It's smaller, it's a normal footprint pedal. And the interface of it, the knobs and the labeling are, in my opinion, more direct. You know, because it's multifunction, they have to overload the knobs a little bit, but for whatever reason, it's a little more usable. I like the fact that it doesn't take up a lot of space. And because it's got typical pedal build, whereas I guess I don't know, the Empress, it just always felt a little more fragile. This thing feels like a brick. So anyway, you'd be happy with either one. They do similar stuff. This has a really nice shimmer on it. I'm not using it right now. I have it set right now in the echo mode, which you get a little bit of reverb, but it's, you know, basically a delay. So I find it pretty easy to dial in the time. It doesn't auto time the way like the Zoom MS CDR 70 will do. It'll actually, you know, catch a rhythm and play different note values. This won't do that. You have to dial in by hand. So like Pat suggested earlier with my mixer settings here, my Zoom H6 I'm using to do the audio here, I should take a picture of how it's set up. That's what I do with the Immerses. Last time I played, I took a picture of it. The time before that was more of a much longer thing, so I took notes of where the knob positions should be on my mixer in the Buchla and on the new knobber Immerse. So that may have been more than you bargained for. Hopefully that was interesting and useful. Yeah, the saturation helps too. I'm just catching up on the comments here. You're right, Pat. The saturation does tone things down. This is not the best patch to demonstrate that on. This patch is really getting monotonous. So, yeah. The auto boom was a giant revelation. I love it. I don't think I would play without it. I probably won't record without it. The other thing I notice is with the Buchla, it can be pretty, for lack of a better word, I can't think of how to describe it, it can be kind of honky. Like, if you let instead of using it in a real plucky way, which it becomes really natural with it, the tones can be pretty brassy. Maybe that's a better way to put it. So I'm going to get rid of the boom. It's not super coming across here, but the loudest point with the envelope and the VCA/LPG can sound a little bit quackier or hornier. Any word I think of sounds bad. Than I want it to. I want something more calm. I should just attenuate it. I could use this module here that you also can't see very well, sorry, to attenuate it. But this module, even though it's made to do CD processing, it's digital, and it has a reputation for not being that awesome at it. This is the 256. It's a really cool voltage processor, but I need to get it on an oscilloscope and look at what it does, because people have complained that it's not as subtle as you want it to be when you're doing CD processing. Anyway, let's say it worked perfectly. I could send the output of the envelope through this and attenuate it some. It could even affect the shape of it in this thing. The 256 is really, in terms of functionality, amazing. In terms of actual output, I think people have been disappointed on and off with it. So that was a lot of yammering. All to say that when I let a note go very long, sometimes I don't like the loudest part of it, and I feel like the boom smooths it out, like Pat was suggesting. I feel like the rough edges are smoothed out on it. So, it's a win. Anybody would probably be happy with this thing, I think. The digital delay, the auto digital delay, I can't remember if it's the BIM or the BAM, it sounds like it would be really good too. And the reverb, from what I've heard, you guys probably looked at this stuff. I watched a lot of videos and I was like, that thing doesn't sound good to me. So So it had a different goal than sounding good. I think it was supposed to sound, you know, from the 80s, you know, just older, more classic reverb sounds. So the combination of the boom and the immerse are working out pretty well for me. I may choose to use the CDR70 on a given channel. Nice thing about Buchla is coming out of all the audio is line level. It's not like Eurorack modular level. It's not super hot. So you can more or less come right out of this thing line level. I'm pointing at my VCA essentially. You can come out of this and go into a pedal and then come back back into the mixer and mix stuff in that way. And I might use the MS CDR70 for that kind of stuff sometimes, like if I want a phaser or a chorus on a channel. Oh, interesting. So I'm catching up with Pat's comment. I was getting a bunch of digital clipping when I turned off the boom. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I'm a little bit hot and out of balance on my audio here. Right, so just like Pat said, what's pushing me into the red in my mix right now is the transients, is the LPG. It takes some of the edge off of it. And now I'm not hitting the red as much. So yeah, the compression in the boom is pretty good, and I mean you can hear that transient, but it's not popping the circuit here, so it's pretty good. I actually am getting into the red, but I changed my levels a little bit. Apologies if that sounds horrible. I can't really hear what you guys are hearing. I'm definitely monitoring here, but I'm hearing only local stuff. Favorite algo on the MSCDR70? It's funny you ask. I wouldn't be able to tell you. I had a chain that I set up that I was pretty much using all the time. And it's similar to what I have here because I'm not very creative. I'm pretty sure, believe it or not, I had a chorus, and I was back then. I think I had an effects loop that I created with this the 210E, which is a audio and CV router. I kind of had an effects loop going with that, and so I had a little bit of chorus, nothing too crazy. One of the delays, yeah, I don't remember. It's like I said it and forgot it, so I don't remember which algos I was using. The sound I was getting out of it, I was pretty happy with, and I really like the fact that it'll auto sync delay. Although, you know, I'm sure it was user error. It didn't seem 100%. Like I couldn't always trust that it was really going to sync the way I wanted it to. Sometimes it would sound amazing, and other times it's like it couldn't catch on. Maybe that was due to my trigger frequency or whatever. But overall, it's an amazing pedal for, what does it cost, 150 bucks? It's nuts. It's kind of a no-brainer. So I'm glad I have it in my quiver. But when I'm doing stuff, playing out, I really much prefer to have as little stuff as possible. If I could do my effects in the case like I do in Eurorack, I would. It's not because they're better, it's because it's convenient. You sit down. I played a thing called Freak Boutique here in Denver, the last one, on my Eurorack case. And it was like, you know, it's how I always used to do it. But it was amazing because first off, it was one case instead of two. I set it down, took the lid off, plugged in to the audio outputs on the IntelliGel case, ready to rock. I loved it. It was so freeing. So when I packed this up, you know, I got a lot more cabling to undo and then redo quickly, and then undo again when I'm done, because you know you got somebody behind you usually. I would love to have something much simpler, but the sound of the boom is so good that I have to use it, and based on also, like I said, feedback from playing without something like it. So yeah, this is pretty much the perfect setup. I can set it up pretty quickly. I think with more practice, it'll be even easier. I just have to either diagram or take pictures of the knob positions for my basic setup, or do it by ear, kind of cue it, which you don't really get to do if you're playing live very easily. Especially like on the Buchla supports presets, so you switch presets if you have different timing. Just forget your knob settings. You got to do it by ear. Hey Tyler, how's the Buchla taste when licked? I'll have to get back to you. You can come over and do a taste test on the Buchla sometime if you really want to, but then I'll have to wash it. You know me. Yeah, no red panels. No 100 series here, although I am 100 series curious. But aren't we all just curious on all the stuff? I was telling people that I played a friend's party. So I've repatched, I've re-physically patched, so I can't even get that. I could go to the preset, but it wouldn't sound like anything. I had the 223 set up. The 223 is this bird here, and then the interface for it, the controller or whatever you want to call it, interface. And you know, if you've got a patch that's working, you know how it is. It's similar in Eurorack, but especially if you have a controller that is completely decoupled from traditional like piano keyboard layout. And if you've programmed a scale into it that works with the patch that you have going, you can just walk away and somebody else can play it. So it's kind of funny. It's like, if you're sufficiently good at patching, anybody can play your patch. You just show them which knobs sound cool and tell them which keys are mapped, and then they can just do it. And so Tyler was at this party, and I'm not saying Tyler doesn't have the skill to do it on his own. It's just, you know, he walked up actually before Tyler started playing. Tyler is scientist in this list here of people chatting. Some guests at the party came on. They were really interested and curious about the thing. And so it was a couple, and the woman of the couple, you know, she was really curious about it. I was like, here, you can play it. And I just showed her that which keys were active. And I just walked away. I got a little bite to eat and took a drink and just let her play for probably, I don't know, 5 to 8 minutes easily. And then Tyler came around about that time, and so I was like, dude, feel free. So I was able to walk away, and people were able to entertain people. It's kind of funny. All right. How long has this been? Don't know how long I've been going. Does anybody have any questions? Other sorts of questions, or specific questions about the Buchla or Eurorack stuff? I mean, I still like my Eurorack. On the Eurorack side, I'm trying to simplify down. I have a lot of stuff. If you watch many of my videos, you've seen a lot of stuff flow by through the years. I'm trying to settle down to one. In the past, I've had several IntelliGel 7U by 84 HP setups, and I've joined the cases together. I'm selling those. I think I've almost sold all of them now. I have one guy that has one, needs to pay me for it. Another guy's interested in the last one. I bought a 104 HP one, 7U IntelliGel, and I think I'm going to try to get by with just that and a few skiffs. I have my little Morphogene box too, but skiffs, like you can see this one up here, the Sputnik keyboard, I'll probably keep that set up, and I've got the random source Surge stuff here. I'll probably keep that, it's out of camera range, I think. I have a Moog 104 skiff up there that's got a Pittsburgh KB1 in it that I like. That was one of my very first modules. I started with two modules, KB1 and the SV1, in their sort of package deal, and that module is so good that I pretty much will just keep it. It's very good. And then I got a bunch of other sort of, I got a Turing machine and the outboard units for the Turing machine in there. I think I have a WMD Architect in there, Pittsburgh Game Theory, yada yada yada. Anyway, stuff that's really nice to just kind of snap on an existing case. I think the skiff plus a good sized main case is a good way to go. David, do I often get into debates about Eurorack versus Buchla sound? No, people do ask why. I have one friend who Tyler knows. It's almost like every time I see him, he's like, "So you really like that Buchla, huh?" You know? So I don't know what his angle is, but I think some people. So sound wise, there's less choice in Buchla world, even though you can get Eurorack modules ported into Buchla, especially or specifically mutable instruments modules. It has its own sound. All the oscillators are dual oscillators, so you end up doing more sound design maybe in Buchla than, or I should speak for myself. I myself do more sound design in Buchla, like really working or trying to understand how FM or AM or the combination or wave modulation and that kind of stuff, how that's going to affect the final sound. I spend a little more time on that here because it's all there. I mean, every module in the system has it. I have 3 oscillators. They're all dual oscillators, or they're all complex oscillators. One of them is an aftermarket one from Studio H. It's called the 258E. It's a copy of a Buchla module, but it has preset support. But it's got cross modulation built into it, so it's got normal cross modulation just by pressing buttons. So I mean, that thing's endless. The combinations you can get. I'm getting a little off topic. In the Buchla world, I feel like I spend more time making the sounds, whereas in my more mutable instruments oriented stuff, it kind of tends to just sound good. You know, if you use rings, plats, the modes are all pretty good right off the bat. I might FM something there, but it's not as central a thing. In my Eurorack experience, at least with the mutable stuff, I tend to concentrate on. Those of you, again, who've watched many of my videos, know I have a pretty substantial Sputnik setup. That's really what got me into this. Sputnik is basically Buchla 200 clones in Eurorack format. Too bad they're out of business, or whatever they're doing. Not out of business, just not making modules. So that was the gateway drug, and again there, the dual oscillator, you got to play with it to get good tones out of it. I spent some time with the Verbose complex oscillator, better sounding to me than the Sputnik. Again, you got to play with that guy. The harmonic oscillator, you got to play with that guy to get really good sounds out of him. But all the other stuff I do in Eurorack, it just seems like it kind of just sounds good. It's mostly me plugging stuff into the mixer and working on the tune itself, for lack of a better word, for the stuff I do. But I don't get too many debates. That's good. I just do have the one guy that keeps saying, "So you really like that Buchla stuff, huh?" It is a little, it's a little different. It's somewhat limiting to only be able to choose from. I'll just take a wild ass guess and say there are probably only 25 Buchla modules you can buy new right now, and they're very set in their functionality. Even though they're all very deep in that functionality, there's just not a market like there is for Eurorack. So, I could have another row here. People have giant systems, but they end up just having a lot of repetition. They have more channels. They don't have weirder and weirder stuff. They have the same stuff. They have dupes of it. So it's very different. In one way, it's calming because there's really only so much to choose from. There's no module of the month in Buchla land, like there is in Eurorack. It's module of the week. So it's very different in that way. So I'm just mumbling. I'm going to shut up and read comments now. Oh, Pat, you're out of noise engineering. I have 3 of theirs in my mutable setup right now. 2 are no-brainers because they're just so simple. It's the BenSeq thing it's called. It's a trigger sequencer. It's real stupid simple. 8 switches. So it's really easy to use live, and I like simple stuff, believe it or not. I mean, this seems complicated, but it's all the knobs. There's not a lot of menus, so it's fairly direct. The worst menuing on this setup is the 223, and then going through and setting it up, because you can make it do just about anything. So what I like about those noise engineering modules, the BenSeqs, is they're just switches. That's it. It's very simple. The other one I have, the mimetic sequent, maybe? I'm really bad with their names. That's the 16-step voltage source. I like it because it's kind of like a Rosie in a tiny little package without the manual possibility, fingering it. And its UI design's pretty good, but if I go away from it for very long at all, I've completely forgotten it. So it's totally a trade-off. I think that's a pretty brilliant module, though, to be honest. So I need to learn it. I need to spend more time with it. That combined with the trigger sequencers, I think that'll be a big win. I just got to make myself actually use it. The funny thing is, in that case, the sequencer, I've had this sequencer, it was one of my first modules along with the KB1 and so forth, is the Tyler has one of these. Scientist has one of these. I think he still does. It's called a meta sequencer from Micro Modular. Can't get it anymore. You'd have to get it used. But that in 6 HP, that's a pretty damn nice little sequencer. It's an index sequencer, and it has song mode, so it'll actually do diatonic transpositions. You can change them. The code is open source. I haven't bothered, but you could actually change the transpositions if you wanted to and load that up. It has some probability sequencing in it. It's not crazy feature rich, but those little things add up to a lot. And that's one module, and unless I get out of Eurorack, I'm never selling that thing. It's really amazing. So I go to that instead of something really fairly fancy like the mimetic sequent. Just because, again, it's very shallow. It does have a menu system, but it's extremely shallow and easy to remember. Nice little display on it. So that's a really nice sequencer. I gravitate towards simple stuff, except for the ornament and crime. But once you use it enough and you find the 2 things you do with it all the time, it's pretty simple too. I have a dual ornament and crime right here in my Buchla. Notice it's not patched in. I don't know why exactly. I did use it quite a bit. The trigger in the Hemisphere Suite, which I have on one side of this, that trigger sequencer in there, that's really nice. I've had a lot of fun with that, and I've had a lot of fun with it here in my Buchla to do that sort of thing, because there isn't a lot of that in Buchla land. I'm going to replace this. I've ordered from a company called Northern Light Modular. They're the ones that designed this one as well, I'm pretty sure. They've got a temps util. I never know how to say that. I never know whether to be a crappy French pronunciation attempt or just a temps util. Or say it like a Kentuckian. Anyway, I'm getting a module from them. It's a pair of Buchla half modules, Tom UT on the top, and a single ornament crime on the bottom. I'm looking forward to that because that'll give me a lot of pulse options without digging around in too many menus. Anyway, I'm going to read comments again because I'm yet again mumbling. Now it is, yeah, I'm looking at your guys' comments. Mimetic digitalis, I think that's it. Numeric repetitor, I think, is a trigger. Isn't that more of like a trigger sequencer or a reactive trigger sequencer? It sounds cool too. I have never tried it, but I like the idea of it. Oh yeah, so Tyler's using his Metaseek right now. It's awesome. You guys, if you see one used, buy it. It's going to be $100. You know, it'll be the best $100 you ever spend, especially on a sequencer. So give it some consideration. Keep your eye out for it. Yeah, Mimetic digitalis. I think you guys are right. Yeah, their names. It should be Mimetic sequent because it's a sequencer. That's why I keep wanting to remember it that way. All right. So, any questions, or should I just wind this down? I feel like I've been on. How long have I been on? Does anybody know? I didn't start a timer. I don't have a good way to find out. Drone is the 259. It's a dual oscillator. It's basically a wavetable oscillator with fairly boring waves in the bottom half of the tables, and the top half is craziness because it uses as the source for the waves its own internal memory. It's a digital module, so it actually scans its own internal memory, and you can scan it by hand and find cool little pieces of, and sometimes not so cool, or not, fitting with the music you're doing, little chunks. And what I should do, I'll put both of them into the noisy section. Both oscillators are now in the noisy section. So I can have the modulation side modulate how much of the mix between a sine wave and the section of memory that's being scanned plays. So I just have a slow, the modulation oscillator is on low frequency, and I have it about as low as it'll go in terms of its frequency. And I have it set to a triangle, so I can speed it up. So now I kind of have the modulation oscillator sort of in tune with the main oscillator. In tune in the sense of scanning or flipping back and forth between sine and noise at the right frequency is sort of in tune. So that's how it sounds to me. It's an amazing oscillator. Thanks, David. 72 minutes. Seems like about enough. I'll just fool around with stuff a little bit. It's not going to sound like anything, but I'll just fool around with stuff a little bit, and then I'll kind of sign off. I'm gonna go a little crazy with 258. It's gonna get atone. So I just mapped the x-axis on this pad to the modulation index of one of the co-equal oscillators of the 258. So let's do another one. So I'll do the y-axis on the wave shape of the other oscillator co-plan. Actually, let's do this. And then I'll sign off. I'm going to get some long cables. And I'm going to go into the bandwidth. Yeah, it's already going to sound cool. The bandwidth and frequency of the B filter in the triple filter. So now I'm soloing just the filter's output. Remember, it has a VCA in it. Hey, I see that my camera actually has the time that I've spent on it, so that's good. But Thanks, David. I see that you posted it too. So, doing stuff on the Buchla is me doing this. Playing around with modulating stuff and until it sounds cool, and then trying to rope it in so that it's tonal if I want it to be, which most of the time I do. But the cool thing is just this. I don't have time to do it in this live stream, but a lot of what I do is something like this, and then I'll program the 223 to have a scale that goes along with this, along with a voice that kind of goes along with it. And it seems like oftentimes it ends up sounding, like world music, not like stuff I would do if I were playing guitar at all. It just ends up being weird and crazy time signatures, and it just kind of emerges in a completely different way than my Eurorack stuff does. I'm cutting out some of the highs on the boom. Cutting down some of the compression. Hey, Doggo Star. I'm playing with my Buchla. What are you doing? Yeah, it's a very fun toy. Yes, lots of buttons and wires. That's what it's all about, man. And knobs. Don't forget the knobs. To me, this sounds badass. At the party I was playing at last week before, when I was taking a break, I think Tyler was playing the setup here. One of the guests said, the music you're playing was described as music that frogs would make love to. So I just said, well, somebody's got to do it. Let's get two more things modulating here. Let's see. And I'll go back to this. So I'm hooking up the other pad. It could be worthless, but so I'm going to unsolo the filter so we'll hear more of the oscillator. Becomes a process of feeling up your synthesizer until it makes a cool sound. A little more envelope. I mean, a little more decay. Let's solo the filter again. All right. Do I know the function of all the wires, knobs, and buttons on that device? Yes. But I forget. So, you know, once you, I mean, the knobs, they stay the same. So I don't forget that. But what cable's doing what, I have to debug it, you know. This isn't a very complicated patch. A complicated patch, I'll end up bundling things together to keep it neat, and then yes, there are times where I have to debug the patch and figure out what the heck I was doing. It's actually an interesting question. It's also made more complicated. You guys can't see it very well, but I mentioned it before. I have a module in here that's essentially a virtual patch bay, if you want to call it that, for audio and CV. And so that's another sort of level that you have to go through to debug your patch, but it also gives you a lot of flexibility. So if I wanted to bring some noise into this, I usually have a noise channel set up already, but if I wanted to bring noise into this, I just brought noise into it, into my voice mix here. Let's see. So I'm going to solo the noise, which I think I am. That's the high noise. Go to the flat. High sounded better. So I'm going to unsolo that. I can solo that with the filter output. Here we go. Solo. So that's just the noise and the output of the filter, not any direct output from the oscillators. So this virtual patch bay, it's amazing. This is also a Studio H product. This is not a Buchla made product. Buchla makes one called the 210E, but it's nowhere near as performable as this thing is. This thing's incredible. So anyway, long answer to your short question. Pat, I wish that was the manual. The manuals are not good. Good one, though. So that encyclopedia of photography up there, that would be the Buchla manual. But it would be written in such a way that it wasn't actually useful. I think I'm going to wind this down. So, thanks for joining up, you guys. I really appreciate it. It was fun. I hope it was fun for you guys. I'll probably do more of these. I was telling folks earlier on in this that I will maybe start doing performance videos this way. So it'll actually be a live performance rather than me sitting down in front of the, carefully set up camera rig and all that crap. That keeps me from doing it. I can just prop up my iPhone. I don't know, it's probably as much work, to be honest. You should see the rig I have here. It's comical. But anyway, I might start doing this more often because by the time it's all done, now I have it's not edited, but I have videos published. I'm done. Whereas if I set up a real rig and really record it, then I've got that, focusing. I've got just all the stuff that goes with setting up one of those things. And then I've got to edit it and title it and upload it and yada, yada, yada. So I'm going to start doing more of this. And with that, thanks again for joining up. And I'm going to sign out. See you guys later.